Good evening, everybody. Let's start another episode of Bazar Pe Charcha. I hope you all are facing this market volatility in market. So let's discuss this Bazar Pe Charcha episode as per current market perspective. So before discussion, this is the disclaimer from our side that whatever we are going to discuss, please do not consider as a buy or sell recommendation on any form of activity, and please do not consider it directly or indirectly in any form of investment advice as well. And we are not having any exposure in any particular index or stock. So this is the overall market placement as per O'Neill methodology of market direction. And if I talk about O'Neill methodology, so majority of the indices has moved into more rally attempt from correction yesterday only. So yesterday there was third day, so that is why third day from the recent low, and that is why as per O'Neill methodology of market direction, we have moved almost all major indices except IT from rally attempt to from correction to rally attempt. But after that today, once again, our Indian equities took trigger from global market, especially US market, because last night once again this US market meltdown and all major indices fell in between 4 to 5%, and that is why our market behaved in same manner, and that is why we are seeing like this scenario. So apart from this, I would like to share one more thing here. If you see the correction YTD means 12-month YTD means from, I think it's okay, it's 1st April. Okay. So 1 month return, 3 month return, 6 month return, 12-month return, and YTD from 1st April. So this is the overall placement that how market has behaved. So see, if you talk about 12-month perspective, so still they almost all sectors in green only, except a couple of sectors, pharma and financial services. Apart from pharma and financial services, if we consider return from various sectors, so in the last 12 months till date, market is still all indices, all major indices, all sectoral indices is showing positive return only. But at the same time, if I talk about 6-month perspective, from the last 6-month perspective till date, so almost all major indices in red only, even Nifty, Bank Nifty, Realty, banking, pharma, IT and Realty is a major underperformer actually, I would like to say. So but reality does not have that much weightage in overall market. So corrected 15%, IT corrected 15, 16, 17%, and likewise banking also, banks correct 10%. So this is the sector still in green from the 6-month perspective, that is energy and metal, and energy 10% up and metal 5% up. So what I would like to say that if I talk about a 12-month perspective, so still we are in green zone or the positive zone only, but at the same time in 6 months now there is a decent correction, like in between, ranged in between 8% to 20%, 25%. Okay, so let's move on chart so we can discuss further technical wise. So see, if you remember in our last Bazar Pe Charcha episode, as well as our monthly report that we have published in last week. So in both we have mentioned various levels, and almost all sectoral levels, all Nifty levels has achieved that whatever we have mentioned in that report as well as in Bazar Pe Charcha. Now what next? In the last Bazar Pe Charcha, I have mentioned this level. Most probably slowly and gradually Nifty is moving toward recent low, multi-month low, and that is 16,700. So market has already, this Nifty 50 has already touched 16,000, 15,730 kind of level. 1340 3040 kind of level, and today also it fell. Now overall structure is bearish, there is no doubt at all. But what next actually? So what next if I talk about from the coming 2-3 weeks perspective or coming 1 month perspective? So structure is still negative, no doubt at all. But at the same time, this range, level of 15,000, 15,500, 15,400 has a major support. But once it will breach, so I can say that it will directly fall toward 15,000 to 14,900. So see, so there is a two thing. One is this current support zone. This support zone is ranged in between 15,500 plus minus 100%. So once it will breach this, unless and until it is holding above this range, so we can say that there is a hope for some bounce back. But yes, at the same time, overall structure is quite negative. If be it weekly time frame chart, don't be it on monthly time frame chart. Means higher time frame chart is also suggesting negativity. So I am now what I am expecting that sooner or later, maybe not in this week, then next week, not in next week, and then next to next week, market will fall further from here, maybe towards 15,000. But at the same time, if it will hold around this particular range, that 15,500, so bounce back can also not be denied. Suppose if it will hold this range, so bounce back, so 16,400 was a level, first level. Once it will cross 16,400, then 16,600, 700, then 16,800. So overall, see, if there are a lot of resistances in upside, but in downside there is only one support. That one support is around 15,500. Once it will breach, though, I can say that 15,000 to 14,800 or 900 kind of levels can be achievable in downside. So overall structure is bullish. Most probably, in my opinion, it will fall, but I don't know whether it will fall from here or the index will take some bounce back from here and then it will fall. That is very difficult to answer. But yes, overall structure is negative. It may fall up to 15,000 or 14,900 in next 2 to 4 kind of weeks. But once it will take, but at the same time, I am not denying for bounce back. If it will hold this particular range, 15,500 plus minus 100%, then yes, bounce back may happen. But yes, once it will breach, then I can say that 15,000 to 14,900 of levels can be achievable on Nifty in coming 2 to 4 weeks. Now, if I talk about Bank Nifty, Nifty Bank. So in Bank Nifty also, if we talk about Bank Nifty, so overall structure on Bank Nifty is also negative, but it is at the same time, it is in range bound zone. Like from the last 2-3 months, if I see, if we discuss about last 4-5 month price structure point of view. So price structure of last 4-5 months indicates that it is trending in this particular range only, and that range is like this. Okay. So this is the range actually from here to this particular range, means 39,000 in upside and this 32,000 in downside. Now what next actually? So it's likewise Nifty. Bank Nifty also, multi-time frame analysis of Bank Nifty also suggests that negativity, no doubt at all. Further, if I talk about weekly point of view, so weekly, on the weekly chart also, 1 minute. Yes, on the weekly chart also there is a lower top, lower bottom price structure formation on weekly chart. But at the same time, this last week low is it has protected in this week. Last week low has protected, and the last week low is placed around 32,900. So I can say that 32,900 it has support, some sort of support from short-term perspective. It has some sort of support around 32,900. But once it will reach 32,900, then we can say that it may fall further from toward another at least 1,000 to 2,000 point. But as immediate support from this immediate perspective, immediate support is from short-term perspective. Immediate support is placed around 32,900. If I talk about structure point of view, so structure is bearish, no doubt at all. Further, one more observation here that this is trading in this downward sloping channel. So if I say this downward sloping channel, so maybe if I'm not wrong, so maybe in coming few days or coming few weeks, it will fall further toward this particular range only, because once it has like see here, it has touched here, then once again, then here, then once again. So maybe slowly and gradually it will fall like this actually here somewhere. So that is also suggests that 31,000 to 30,000 kind of range in downside in Nifty. But yes, if Nifty, but in bank Nifty, but yes, at the same time, if Nifty took support around 15,500 and it will start bouncing from there. So obviously it will not happen. But yes, if I talk about overall current economic scenario, current global scenario, current global market scenario, interest rate scenario, inflation scenario, there are a lot of food inflation. Now people started talking about food crisis across the globe because of wheat and everything, wheat and palm oil, and because of that. So after considering all these factors, structure of the market is not looking that much attractive, and that is why I'm expecting market another most important thing that I forgot to mention here, that volatility also. Volatility, if I talk about Indian volatility, India VIX, so it has also crossed, I think, 24 level. So volatility index also suggests some high level of volatility in the market or high voltage drama in the market. So all these particular things are suggesting in market that market will remain in bad shape only. Someday you will find some 200-300 points gap up, another day you will find 100, 200, 300 points of gap down. So it is very difficult to trade such type of market. So it is better to take cautious approach and remain sideways like we are in current scenario. And whenever there is an opportunity, so take cautious approach. I'm not saying that you should run away from market, but yes, whenever someone is taking some trade or someone wants to do something, according to, so taking cautious approach, you can keep proper stop loss, you can trade in minimum quantity. So that all these are the factors that you can consider in this type of market. So overall structure is quite bearish, no doubt, in Nifty as well as in bank Nifty, and it may fall further from here. Okay, but at the same time, bounce back can also not be denied. Bounce back may happen in short. Now, next, I would like to discuss about IT, Nifty IT. So, Nifty IT once again, from the last so many months, I'm consistently saying it is in downtrend only. It is in downtrend only, and consistently it is falling. Nifty IT index, and today also it fell. Okay. Now my Nifty IT, I think today's data was not updated here. I don't know why, but today's data is not updated. Because if I talk about today's level 1400, so in our report also, this monthly report only, I have mentioned this level. Even in webinar, I think 3-4 months back only, I have mentioned this 28,000 kind of level in my webinar, and likewise I have mentioned this 28,000 kind of level in Nifty IT in our reports also. Now it has achieved or it has touched our expected level of 28,000 kind of level, because today it has closed around 28,400. So what next actually? So next is that overall structure is quite bearish, very bearish actually, and it may fall further from here, because now IT index and IT overall IT pack is facing strong correction, very bitter kind of correction. So it may fall further from here, but at the same time, some short-term bounce back cannot be denied. What next from here? So 28,000 is a key level to watch. Once it will breach this 28,000 level, so I can say that it may fall further 6-7%, 8%. So that in such scenario, it may fall toward this level of 25,000 also. So once it will breach 28,000 kind of level, then next level would be around 25,000 kind of level, 25 to 26,000. There is a 1,000 point range, but overall structure is bullish. So I would not suggest once again to buy from this particular space also. It is better to wait and watch, because whatever data is coming from global markets, it's sooner or later it is going to impact this IT sector also. But there is if I talk about IT space, So there is only one positive thing, even from Indian perspective, India perspective, Indian economy perspective, it is a negative thing, that is the dollar prices, USD INR. But from Indian IT perspective, it is a positive actually. So I am not denying that, but it may impact. But overall, if overall structure is bearish, overall structure is not doing good, if companies profitability is not, even Q4 numbers are also not that much attractive of giant IT companies. So after considering all these factors, I still am expecting that some further fall. But one thing is very sure, it current junctures, that major fall of major part of fall has completed in this IT. But at the same time, I am not denying another 8 to 10% of fall. It may fall, but intensity of fall may be slow. So intensity of fall means what? Like it has corrected from 40,000 to 28,000 in 6 months only. So maybe for another 10% correction, it will take another 6 months. So that's why. So from 40 to 28, that comes to 30% correction in 6 months. Now next 6 months it will correct only 10%. So that's what I'm saying. Intensity of fall may be reduced, but yes, it may fall further from here to 10%. But at the same time, some bounce back can also not be denied, and that bounce back will give very good opportunity for swing trading and everything. But meanwhile, it does not looks like to it does not be considered as a swing trading, because still we need confirmation from swing trading also, and so overall structure is negative. So 28,000 is a key level. Falling below 28,000, I can say that if that next window is toward 26 to 25,000, but in bounce back it may retest 30,000 to 30,500 as well. Right. Right. Yatisa, would you like to take feedback?
Yeah. Thank you, Pawan. So let me share my screen. Okay. So let us start. So I hope everyone can see my screen and my audio is visible. So let's go on to Nifty Pharma. So this is a Nifty Pharma monthly chart. So if you observe here, after in the last since last October, especially from the last October, it is trading in a downtrend only. So even if you observe the weekly chart, even in the weekly chart, it has topped around 15,000 level, and once again it moved to a downward sloping parallel channel. So currently, what is happening? It's touching its upper band of that parallel channel and coming back. So this is what's happening in the weekly chart. So let's move on to the daily chart to clearly observe what is happening. So the overall trend is weak. It's similar to every sectors in the market, like except energy and energy sector. So overall sector is like in the downward sloping. And currently, what is happening is it has tried to reclaim its from last 3 days. Like if you observe here, last 3 days there was a continuous buying from the pharma sector before earnings. So from yesterday and today also, Dr. Reddy has posted a few. It has posted good earnings, but there is some still we have to look into that. Some impairment cost is gaining because of that. There is a slight positive in the Dr. Reddy. So let's see what happens tomorrow. So how the stock market takes it. So today it has down 2%. So what is our strategy over here? So let's see. If you see, observe here, there is a gap down area. So it is tried to move up, fill that gap, and again today it has come down. So on the upside, what we can say is crossing above 13,000 level, it might give a slight bounce back towards its this upper range. Its first target will be somewhere around 300 points, and another 300 400 points in the upside. So for that, it has to cross above 13,000 level first. That is a key criteria on the upside. On the downside, on the chart, what overall chart looks like the probability of going downside is very high on the pharma. So first target will be our 12,000, the lower channel of the this pharma index. So that is around 12,000. Breaking below this level, it might move another 500 points. That is next target will be 11,500. So this is regarding pharma sector. So overall, this sector is weak. Even the stocks are making a new low, 52-week low. Uh, so this is about Nifty Pharma. So let's move on to Nifty Energy. So except on the all the sectors, Nifty Energy has been trading still in the under pressure. So despite it has topped around 29,200 level, and if you observe in the weekly chart, so it has move on, given a tremendous rally in the last year. So especially in this last 2-3 weeks, if you observe here, there is a slight weak doji formation in last prior 2 weeks, and there is a big Marubozu candle here. So 1 week is enough to sell out everything. So once again, it moved to the prior breakout level. So there was a consolidation over here for last 6 months, from the October to till February. So it's around 5 months of consolidation. It has gone up, and once again it uh, retested that level. So currently it's holding on to this level. Let's move on to daily chart. So what we can see is it has broken its 50 DMA, and currently it's trading at 100 DMA. So historically, if you can see here, there is a couple of out of 3-4 times it has taken a support at 100 DMA. So as a as in the technical analysis, it might take some bounce back towards 50 DMA and might retest this level for a couple of trading sessions. So once it breaks below this 25,200 level, so once again it may come down to 24,000. That is this trend line, which is coming from the low of prior lows, and this trend line is which comes around 24,000 level. Also 200 DMA were placed here. So overall trend is looking bearish. So if 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 suppose breaks below this 25,200 level, it might test 24,000 level. So on the upside, it has to cross 50 DMA, which a couple of in the yesterday trading session, it has given a clear cut resistance over there, and today it has pulled back. So 50 DMA will be the key level to watch on the upside. So till then, this sector is we can say is in the sideways. Okay. So let's move on to the Nifty Metal. So even this metal stocks has given given it geopolitical whatever happening over the world, it is direct uh, direct influencing these metal stocks. So what is happening over here, it has once again moved back towards its consolidation, large consolidation zone. So in this May especially, it has last 2 weeks especially, it has lost around 16%. So it has given it has broke its 200 DMA, and trading currently it's below that, and today also it has given a resistance around 200 DMA in the previous trading session. So overall trend is weak over here. So this is a trend line we can see here. So there is a couple of breakdown from here, and once again it retested, and it is not holding up that trend line as well as support level. So if it breaks below this current juncture, so once again it may move towards 4,800 level in the coming few sessions. So on the upside, it has to cross above its 200 DMA. So there might be a small bounce back here and there in the coming weeks. So but we cannot take it as a swing trading perspective. So we cannot have a large amount of so it could be a bounce back, like a gap up over open session, and it may move towards sideways. So it has happened in the last couple of trading sessions back. So this happens in these volatile trading sessions. So uh, this is about Nifty Metal. And the last sector over here is Nifty Realty. So overall trend is weak, similar to what Nifty Pharma. So it's trading in a downward sloping broadening channel. So this all the key triggers over here for all already it has give up almost 25% in the last 1 month. So trend is weak over here. And the current juncture, what we can say is there might be a slight bounce back, but we cannot take it as a trading perspective. So we can what chart is suggesting is it might take support around 370 level. That is this level, this red line, horizontal line. So it might take this level as a 370. It might take a sideways kind of range. If suppose it doesn't hold this level, then the next target will be somewhere around 350 kind, 330 kind of range. What we can expect. So even despite of down bounce, some bounce back, bias will be negative in this particular space. So that's about Nifty Realty, and Power will take another two sectors. Pawan.
Okay. So let's talk about auto, Nifty auto.
So should I share my screen?
Please share a screen.
Okay, one second.
So Nifty auto. So meanwhile, Nifty auto index is trending around 10,600, and just trending around 200 exponential moving average, as well as 100-day moving average, 200-day moving average, and that range is around 11,400, 300, 400 kind in upside, and 10,300 in downside. So I can say that to 1,000 kind of range it is trend. But yes, at the same time, if I talk about monthly perspective, monthly chart analysis perspective, so analysis of monthly chart suggests that it has reached that this key level, at that key level of 10,801, but it failed to hold below 10,800. Sorry, 9,800. Sorry, I did mistake actually. Last to last month, it fell 10,000 to 9,800 kind of level, and but it failed to hold below that level, and once again it bounced back sharply and retested 11,200 kind of level. So that is why I can say that from the last 2 months, from the April and May point of view, it is trending sideways only, and now next key support area is around 10,000, 10,200. So even if I talk about this month perspective, so this month it has made low of 10,092, and that is why I am saying now 10,000 to 10,200 is a key support area for this particular auto index. Once it will breach that particular range, so I can say that once again it will fall toward 9,000. But at the same time, comparatively, if I talk about comparative analysis or relative strength analysis, so it is not that much bearish like other index like IT, like Pharma, even like this financials. So comparatively, this is not that much bearish actually. So that is why it may give breakout as well. But it is very difficult to say that whether it will give breakout in current kind of market or not. But yes, if there is some improvement happen in market, so this particular index may give breakout. And for breakout perspective, I would like to share a level, and that level is 11,200 to 11,300 is a level. Once it will cross 11,200, 300 and start holding about this particular that particular range, 11,200, 300. So I can say that next target would be 12,000 to 12,100 in this particular index, that is Nifty Auto, from next one perspective. But unless and until it is trading below that 11,000 level, so I can say that the next target with downside is this 10,000, 10,200, and falling below 10,000, 10,200 may fall further. So overall, it seems like sideways kind of move with negative bias, but it may give either side breakout, upside or downside. It is very difficult to say, but please keep in mind whatever levels I have discussed with you, that 11,200, 300 in upside, and 10,000, 10,100 or 200 kind of level in downside. Okay. Now next, I think there is
FMCG.
Nifty FMCG. Okay. So Nifty FMCG, it is hovering from the last almost 1 month or 1.5 months. it is hovering around 200 exponential moving average as well as a 100-day moving average. And now it is giving one day it is giving some sort of positive bias, another day it is giving some sort of negative bias. But if I talk about component analysis of this FMCG, component analysis means analysis of ITC. Even ITC in this bad market also today ITC has given fresh breakout. If I talk about Britannia, if I talk about Banco, if I talk about Godrej Consumer, so all these indexes, all these stocks are showing comparative resilience in this kind of market. So I am having some hope, not that much hope actually in current scenario, but yes, I have some positive hope from this particular space that it will not fall that much, and once it will give breakout, and that breakout level, if I talk about Nifty FMCG, that level is around 38,500. So some more positivity may happen in this particular index, and in such case it may move toward 40,000 levels also. So that is why meanwhile it looks like sideways only. It is not looking that much bearish, and once it will give breakout, that breakout level I have already discussed, 38,500. So next target would be 40,000. But at the same time, in downside, if I talk about, in downside, the key level is 36,000. Once it will this level of 36,000, 36,200, so some bounce, some more fall may happen. But meanwhile, it is not looking that much bearish, in my opinion. At least it is not looking that much bearish, and I am hoping some good thing will happen from at least from this sector. And anyway, this FMCG and FMCG like sectors are really considered as a defensive sector in falling market. So maybe there would be some positivity in this, and that is why a few days back in this week only we have added Britannia and Marico. But to remain on cautious side, after considering this global factor and today's gap down market, we have removed it near about cost to cost only, with minimum minimum gain as well as near cost to cost. So that is different thing. But yes, it seems that, and that is why we are keeping more number of stocks in our watch list. So maybe today then tomorrow, not today then tomorrow, or maybe next to tomorrow, if there is some positivity happening, at that time we can add stocks for you people actually. So there is some positivity, and please keep in mind that levels I have discussed. Now let's move toward query section. Rucha, please open this message board so people can ask query. In between, let's talk about Nifty Media actually in 1 or 2 minutes actually. So if I talk about Nifty Media, so last month last Bazar pe Charcha I have mentioned, if I am not wrong, I have mentioned negative bias only toward 1900 level. Now it is around 19,030 level, and I am not expecting any positivity from here, and it may fall further from here. Of course, there is some support around 1,900 to 1,950, but yes, maybe it will fall further from here, another at least 7-8%. So maybe in next 2 weeks it will fall further from here. Overall structure is quite negative in this media as well. So
I can't see any messages, queries, pending stocks.
Hello, Rucha, can you please open message board so people can ask query? Is there anybody from marketing team? Hello, Rucha, are you there? Is there anybody from? Okay, I think it is open now. There is first question from Sunil. He is asking, in down market, PI Industries is too good today, and from last 2 days, why? So see, there is always some stock specific news. Maybe I have not checked actually. Maybe Q for earning, maybe a reason or other company specific news. So downtrend does not mean that individual stock will not do good. Even ITC also did good, very good, and given fresh breakout into the downfall market. So it is not a matter of ITC, or it is not a matter of PI Industries, or not a matter of any damn particular stock which are trading on BSE or NSE. It is just a matter of any positive or negative news from stock specific. But stock does not impact the overall market. But yes, overall market impacts stock. So if I talk about PI Industries, I don't know the exact reason from fundamental side, because we are not that much aggressive. But yes, from the last 4 or 5 trading session, it is showing some positivity. So yes, bounce back may remain in continuation toward at least 200-day moving average. And currently 200-day moving average is placed around 2900 to 3000 kind of level. So it may gain further from here. But yes, but downtrend, it does not mean that stock will not do well. There are so many stocks which really do good. Suppose if something positivity will happen in FMCG, like index is suggesting, FMCG index is suggesting. So but there are few six stocks like I have discussed with you, like Marico, Britannia, this ITC, then Godrej Consumer may do well in downtrend also. So it may happen, not denying for that. Please share your thoughts on chemicals, EV sector, textile, sugar. So see, if I talk about chemical, so meanwhile it is in sideways only. If I talk about EV sector, means if I am not wrong, EV means electronic vehicle, if I am not wrong. So electronic vehicles, major exposure belongs to Tata Motor. Tata Motor is in correction mode. Other like other Auto Mahindra and everything, the whole auto package in index, and it is too early to take comment. It is too early to give some comments from long term perspective, because there are a lot of changes are happening in this particular space. So yes, anything can be happen. Sugar stock, it is in bullish trend. It is impacted because of ethanol news and everything. But yes, because of this market fall and everything, it may fall further, or it may correct from here. Not denying for that. But yes, there is some sideways kind of trend in from sugar stock point of view. Now,
Sharda, Cropchem.
Sharda, Cropchem, and Coromandel. So let's check first Sharda. So Sharda is in clear-cut bullish trend on multi-time frame chart. So once again, another stock of outperforming. This is outperforming stock and current market scenario. Not denying for that, and it may go on further from here because it is in very good shape. So it may gain from here, but if someone can manage, if someone is already holding this particular stock, so I would advise to hold with any key moving average stop loss, 21 DMA or 50 DMA or 100 DMA, depends upon your exposure and everything. But yes, if someone is interested to take fresh position, so one can take, but it is very difficult to give stop loss and everything. Stop loss is very deeper. So I would say if someone is able to manage stop loss in this current scenario, so one can take position in this particular stop loss. In this particular stop loss, roughly stop loss is placed around 600. Currently stock is trending around 700, as stop loss is placed around 600. So it is more than 15% kind of stop loss. So if someone is able to manage this risk, quantum of risk, one can take position. Otherwise, I would suggest stay away in current scenario and wait for proper appropriate entry in this particular stock. But yes, overall structure is quite bullish in this Sharda Cropchem. Another is Coromandel. See, if I talk about Coromandel, the Coromandel is also in bullish trend. Another stock is in bullish trend. Even fertilizer stock, almost all major number of fertilizer stock is in bullish trend, and this Coromandel is one of them. But as from the last 2 trading, it is showing some resistance. If some bounce back may happen, and it will once again it will start trending above level of 920. Meanwhile, it is 910, so 920. So one can take, if it is sustainable trading over 920, so one can take position in this particular stock. If someone is holding, one can remain invested in this particular stock. And your 920, 930 is a key level. Once it will start holding about 930 level, I can say to be precise. So it will gain further from here. So another stock in bullish trajectory, even in downfall market. Now next, Atisa, can you start suggesting one by one name so I can taking
Let me take
one query before that, which may be the next leader sector, and when do we confirm that there is a leadership emerging? Meanwhile, as such, there is no indication, but yes, we do this webinar every fortnightly, so you will get indication maybe down the line. I mean, I'm not sure, but I'm expecting another next 4 to 6 months. But meanwhile, there is no indication actually. But yes, if there is indication, we stay tuned with us. We will give our opinion every. We generally give our opinion via this Bazar pe Charcha, and at that time we will discuss actually. And you can find easily from here, because whatever we always try to be we always try to do some candid discussion in this Bazar pe Charcha platform. So be assured for that actually. But meanwhile, it is very difficult to say that which would be the next leading sector or outperforming sector. Okay, Atisa, please say.
Next one is DLF.
DLF. So DLF is overall in downtrend, no doubt. If I talk about support point of the major support is placed around 290. So it may fall up to 290. That is 10% from here. Another
Canfin Home.
Canfin. So if I'm not wrong, there was some negative news few weeks back. Last week, I think there was some negative news related to this Canfin Home. Some one branch fraud happened in one branch because of that stock started falling. So so there is some negativity. So I would not suggest anybody to take position in this. But as support is placed around 430. Meanwhile, it is 455, and overall trend is negative in multi-time frame chart. Next.
And next one is Triveni.
Triveni, I think 322, na?
Yeah. Triveni.
So trend is positive, belongs to sugar sector. Overall trend is positive. Even today also it has gained in this week. It has gained around 22%. So if someone is holding, I would suggest to remain invested in this stock. For fresh entry, if someone is able to manage the risk, one can take fresh entry as well. But it is better to wait for appropriate entry point. Yeah. Next.
Raymond
is another stock is showing resilience in downfall market. Overall trend is positive, but at the same time, it has a very strong support around this range 880 to 900. Once it will clear this particular range, the further upside will happen in this particular stock. So overall trend is positive. If someone wants to take entry in this particular stock, one can take entry around 820, 830, and stop loss would be around 740. So only managing the risk is the key important thing in this current scenario of market. Otherwise, overall trend is positive in this Raymond. Another one.
Kitex.
Sorry.
Kitex Garment.
Kitex Garment. Overall trend. This is also belongs to this sector like textile sector, and overall trend is bullish only, at least on weekly and monthly time frames, weekly and daily time frame chart. So yes, and now after touching this level of 220, it has shown some bounce back now to 260. So if someone is already holding, I would suggest to hold this particular stock with a stop loss of recent low. Actually, next.
Tata Elxsi.
Tata Elxsi, last time also we have discussed that it may took support around 200 DMA, and it took around that particular range and given very good bounce back. Meanwhile, it is trending around 8200, 8300 level. So see, Tata Elxsi is the only stock which is outperforming from whole IT pack. So overall structure is bullish, not denying. If someone is holding, once again, I would say that remain invested with stop loss of 100 DMA. But it is very difficult to take fresh entry at current juncture. Only if some good thing will happen, then stock may gain further from here. But yes, if someone is holding, one can keep holding this stock.
Next one is AWL, Adani Wilmar.
AWL, there is lot of news happening in market about this. Some people are saying that it will go up to 1,000 rupees. Some people are saying it will go up to 1,200 rupees. Some people are saying blah blah. Lot of things are happening about this particular stock. If I talk about my opinion, so structure is not that much varies actually. Structure is bullish, no doubt at all. One thing is that we have very limited number of data from technical perspective. So technically, I cannot give that much good analysis on this particular thing. But yes, if someone is interested to take position, even today it has given, it was on I think 5% bias circuit. Yeah. So it is looking good. It has bounced back from after touching 540, 550 kind of level, and now it has touched to 668. Today's closing price is 668. So overall structure is bullish only. So it may retest this recent all-time high, that is 850, 870 in coming few days actually.
Next one is Balaji Amines.
Balaji Amines. Balamines, it is in sideways only from a daily chart perspective, but it is trending below all moving average. From weekly perspective, it is showing some negativity. From monthly perspective, it is also showing negativity. I would suggest anybody to avoid this particular stock. Only fresh cycle can only be considered, or some positivity will return in this particular index once it will cross 3500 kind of level. Yes, sorry, 3500. Yes, 3500. Unless and until it is trading below 3500, it will remain in pressure.
Next one is HAL.
Hindustan Aeronautics.
Yeah.
Overall trend is bullish, be it weekly chart, monthly chart, and I'm expecting it will remain outperforming in next few quarters, no doubt at all, because of current global uncertainty. Because it is in defensive, and it has two trigger actually. One trigger from our Indian government, that is the government has banned lot of product for import purpose, belongs to defense sector. Another is that current global geopolitical tension is also helping this particular index. So it is in bullish trend. It may remain in bullish trend and continuously. It may be someone is asking about like outperforming. So meanwhile I do not have any idea about outperforming sector, but yes, it may, this particular stock may be considered as a dark horse for next 12 months or next 12 to 18 month kind of time frame.
Next one is Sudharshan Chemical.
Overall trend is negative. Stock started falling from 800, and from 800 it fell up to 430 kind of level. There was some very good bounce back. So if I exclude that started bounce back, overall structure is negative. I would not suggest anybody to take fresh entry at this current level actually.
Esab India.
Sorry?
Esab. Auto. Esab.
Try to take first from frontline stock. Okay. Next, overall trend is positive. I think it belongs to auto index. I think auto sector, auto component. This particular stock, if I'm not wrong. Overall trend is positive. If someone wants to take fresh entry, so one can take fresh entry as well with the stop loss of 50 DMA. So 50 DMA is currently placed around 3250, and currently stock is trending around 3500. So one can take position in this particular stock with stop loss of 50 DMA or 1 or 2% below 50 DMA. Next,
Tata Power.
Tata Power. 1 minute. So last webinar I have mentioned that 210, 215 kind of level, 200, but stock hit low of 217. After that, it is showing some bounce back. Currently placed around 228. So overall, if I talk about this Tata Power, so it is not looking that much bearish. Yes, but it will remain traded in sideways only. So I would not suggest anybody to take fresh entry in this sideways kind of thing, because we also don't know how much time it will remain traded in sideways only. Yes, if I talk about major support kind of thing, so 200 DMA is placed around 210. So it will so it may take support around 200 DMA. Another is price chart also. Price structure also suggests that 210 to 200 is a key level to watch. Once it most probably it will take support around this particular level from next 2 to 4 week perspective. Once it will breach this particular level, so further correction may happen. But at the same time, if stock will cross and hold 245 level, so positivity may also return. But after considering current market scenario, it is very difficult to say that whether it will cross 245, 250 kind of level and start trending in positive manner. But yes, it will remain traded in sideways, plus minus 5-7% upside from here, and plus minus 5 to 7% downside from here, in my perspective, from at least next 2 to 4 week perspective.
Okay, next one is BE.
Bharat Electronics.
Yeah.
Sideways only, but overall structure is bullish. Once again, this particular index is also, this particular stock is also belongs to defense kind of, because BE also produce lot of defense equipments. So overall structure is bullish. If someone wants to take fresh entry, so a stop loss would be 210 around.
Next one is Bajaj Finance.
Bajaj Finance downward only, but it may took support around this particular range, 5700, 5600, and gives a bounce back. No, not denying for bounce back, but overall structure is very small.
And, this one, metal stocks. Tata Steel, Vedanta, NMDC. So let us know
Tata Steel. Tata Steel negative. Okay. Support is placed around 1070, around 1070, 1080 around support is there. Falling below that level, press downside will start, and overall structure is negative. Now VTL Vedanta, overall structure is negative. Support is this month low actually. This month low is placed around 279 now. So 279, 275, 280 is the key level to watch. Falling below that level, I can say that the further downfall. But most probably it will not fall in this month, at least next 1 or 2 weeks. It will remain in this in the range of 280, 275, 280 in downside, and 240 in upside. So it will remain traded in sideways only with negative.
NMDC.
NMDC downtrend, but yes, it may bounce back from here because there is some support around 132 range, and it is even it is showing some bounce back concept from the last 2-3 trading sessions, so it may bounce back. Yes.
Next one is Pharma.
Pharma. Overall trend is negative, and week basis, month on month basis, it is in downtrend only. So it may fall toward 500, and it may fall 500 to 480 kind of level.
Polycab.
Another thing is that if I talk about Pharma, so it may took support around this level and bounce back also, but it is very difficult to say that whether it will take support around this level, whether it will bounce back from here or not. But yes, falling below this particular level, that is 525, 520, some more correction, 5 to 7% correction may happen in this Pharma. But yes, some bounce back cannot be denied. But it is very difficult to say that it will give bounce back from here or not. Only time will answer this particular question. So it is better to wait and watch for Pharma. Another
Polycab. Polycab.
Meanwhile, it is overall trend is not that much bearish actually, but from the weekly and daily perspective, it is trending in sideways only. So if I talk about level point of view, so there is a level, and that level is 2700. Once it will cross and hold to about 2700, I can say that the price upside will price bullish trend will start in this particular index. Otherwise, it will remain traded in sideways only. And overall structure is bullish in Polycab, sideways with positive bias.
Next one is KPIT.
This belongs to IT sector. Now it is just about 200 DMA. It is hovering from the last 1 week. It is hovering around 200 DMA. Now 200 DMA is a key level to watch. Suppose it will take support. Meanwhile, from the last 1 week, it is taking support around 200 DMA. That is currently placed around 480. So it may bounce back from here toward 550 to 580, 90, 80 kind of level. So bounce back cannot be denied. But yes, After considering overall trend and everything, once it will breach 200 EMA that is currently placed around 470, fresh downside will start. But yes, bounce back also can happen in this particular day. So 200 is a key, 200 EMA is a key level to watch in this KPI technology. Next.
Next is about India.
From the last 2-3 trading session, it is showing some positivity. Now there is a pivot level. The pivot level is 1820, and then there is a 200-day moving average. 200-day moving average is placed around 18,600. If I talk about 200 days exponential moving average, so it is now comfortably from the last 2-3 trading session, it is comfortably trending around 200-day moving average. So looking not that much attractive. Anything can be happen. If there is some positivity will happen and some positive news happen. So overall structure is looking positive at least at current juncture. So if someone is interested to take position, one can take position and stop loss could be around 16,000. This about India.
Next one is ITC.
ITC looking bullish. Even today also it has given another pivot breakout. So I'm expecting 300, 310 kind of level in coming few days.
Next one is
Next.
Century Textiles.
Let's take last 2-3 one, from front line first. So let's take Century, then 2-3 from front line stocks. Then we will wrap up this session.
No, that's it. The last query, I guess. Okay, there is one more query, and there is no quite a few frontline stocks. Only all mid cap and small cap stocks are there. Okay, Century Ply.
Century is meanwhile it is around 700. This range is it has support around the 700 range only. So let's see whether it will bounce back. Once it will take support, suppose it will take support around, so it may bounce toward a 780 kind of level. Not denying for 10% bounce back, but yes, once it will decisively breach the level of 700, so I can say that further fall will happen from in this particular index, and in such case it will fall toward 650 kind of range in Century Textile.
And one more is APL Apollo Tips.
APL Apollo
Metal.
Okay. Currently 900, hovering around 200 exponential moving average. Not looking that much bearish actually, but yes, meanwhile it looks like sideways only. So most probably it will remain traded in sideways only. But yes, once it will reach 200 EMA and that level is 850. So 50 rupees from here, so maybe more negativity will happen. But meanwhile, it looks like sideways.
Okay, and we don't track Ruchi Soya. Would you like to take?
Yes, we do not. No, we don't track Ruchi Soya, but I can give a roughly comment actually. But yes, for disclaimer purpose, we do not track. Overall trend is looking positive in Ruchi Soya, but we do not track actually.
And let's take last couple of queries. One is India Hotel.
Indian Hotel. Trend, overall trend is bullish, but this month correction is a really bad. So there is a bearish candle formation in this last 2 weeks actually. So most probably now it will remain traded in sideways. But yes, it has some support around 210 to 115. That is 100 DMA. 100 DMA is a key level. Currently it is placed around 210 to 115, right? Once it will, so most probably it will take support and give some bounce back. But suppose it will not hold this 200 DMA, then maybe next target would be 200 DMA. So meanwhile, it's in that sideways only with negative bias.
Next one is Alkyl Amines.
Which one?
Alkyl Amines.
Alkyl. Okay. Alkyl mines. Downtrend only. Trending below all key moving averages. Even weekly chart also not looking that much attractive. Monthly chart also not looking that much attractive. But on monthly chart, it has support around 2700. So it may remain traded around that only. And suppose it will fall below 1700 decisively. So further fall from upper. So overall structure is not looking that much attractive. Negative only.
I guess today it has posted earnings. That's why stock is down today.
Now we need to check actually. But yes, it is looking negative actually.
Yeah. And the last question is Maitan Alloy.
It is showing from some bounce back from the downside. from the last 2 trading session because it has some support, some sort of support on weekly chart and monthly chart. So bounce back may happen, but it has resistance around 1280, sorry, 1180. So once it will cross 1180, so it may again further another 100 rupees. So it is just simple bounce back. It is very difficult to say that whether it will give trend. It is a trend change kind of move or not. But yes, bounce back may happen. Further few more rupees bounce back may happen toward 1180, and after 1180 another 100 rupees.
Okay. I guess 534. And would you like to take a couple of queries? There are small cap stocks are there. One is Manali Petro. I don't think so.
Is there any general query related to, apart from stock, is there any general query related to any index or any overall market? I think no. Acha, chart is ABB, not about. Sorry. Anyway, I have discussed about from ABB point of view, so don't worry about chart. Actually, sorry for that.
And one more is
according to William O'Neill, there is a question from Ketan Nagai. According to William O'Neill, there are at least 3 legs of correction. Is this the third leg in formation? Please shed some light on the same. So, see, when market touched 2-3 months back, when market touched 15,600 and started bouncing from there. So in our webinar, I have clear-cut mentioned that first phase of correction is over, and this rally may move further, may give some good gain. And after that, market touched 18,100. So 15,600, 700 was the first phase. After touching 18,000 kind of range, second phase of correction has started. So I can say that yes, we are in next stage of correction, and maybe, if I am not wrong and my analysis is not wrong, so maybe in next 6 months, market in worst case scenario, market may retest level of 14,000. I am not denying for that, but yes, we are in next phase of correction.
How long this correction will go on?
It is very difficult to say, but yes, I am expecting next another 4 to 6 months. Someone is saying that please be more careful this time before you start recommending buys once again. Don't worry, sometimes it happens because it is a game, market game. But we are always try to be remain cautious. Sometimes 1 or 2 stocks here and there happen, but we always take cautious approach only. Or Pharma. How long can this correction? Yes, I have already said. So I think we have discussed Vedanta.
Yes.
So I think we have discussed all major stocks because there are a lot of query related to this is small cap, and it is very difficult to cover all kind of query limited time. So we are wind up this session here only. So for in another Bazar Charcha. Thanks for joining this session. Thank you. Stay safe and stay safe trading as well. Thank you.